discussing maybe some of the macrocosmic orbit. If you feel like it, we can talk about how to connect the Earth and the universe into our cosmic orbit. Okay, so just maybe get some impressions from everyone now that we've been practicing the three minds for a while, as well as the cosmic orbit, the microcosmic orbit. How's everybody feeling about that? Any thoughts, any observations? Any clearing that is happening, or things are just flowing smoothly? Do you feel it moving complete? Is it going up and down, and easier and better and quicker now? How is everyone feeling about that?
I definitely feel like...
Yes,
oh,
okay. Sorry, go ahead. Yeah,
okay.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I've definitely, there's been some clearing, you know, on things that I thought I had actually cleared a long time ago. It was kind of interesting. Like, it was just all of a sudden, you know, these situations were like back in the forefront. And I feel like it, you know, overall, like it cleared faster than it has in the past. But it was just interesting because like I said, I thought it was something that I had cleared long ago, you know, but I've noticed over time that, you know, there's things like that where you think you've resolved it, and then somehow it's presented back to you again, you know, maybe like a test, maybe because you didn't clear something, you know. It's difficult to know, you know, sometimes, but yeah.
Yeah, it's exactly like you described it, Joshua. It's exactly like that. Things that we've got about or we felt we've cleared them up already. Most likely we just cleared them mentally, and we felt okay emotionally, but the cause is still there. It hasn't really been deleted completely. So, and that's when it happens now. Just the process now really deletes the whole thing, and it's a final, healing from that. So, yeah, great. How is the navel? Do you feel energy accumulating there now after these types of activities? Do you feel your navel different now than before?
I can say personally, yes. I've also like just kind of naturally like you know, started doing qigong. I believe, yes, and you know, a lot of the I just found this guy on YouTube, you know, and he does these little routines and everything, you know, 10, 15, 20-minute routines, and a lot of it focuses, of course, on that center. And so you know, between the triune and then this work, you know, yeah, it's just kind of, you know, naturally blossomed. And I believe, you know, personally, and I think, you know, probably for a lot of people in this world, that is a center that is severely out of balance, you know. So I definitely feel like it's helpful for me. Yeah, I've noticed a big difference, so appreciate it.
That's great. Thank you, Joshua. Okay.
Yeah, the same. Just quickly, I have the same situation. You know, it's like every time when I think about my navel now, just like a floating thought, you know, oh, my navel, yeah, okay, and immediately I feel the energy, you know. So still, I have also, let's say, programmed my navel to be continuously connected to the source, you know. So I'm like effortlessly, continuously, strongly, you know, it's all the time, you know. This I just like gave this, let's say, commando or whatever you want to call it, you know. So just programmed it. So but every time when I think about my navel, you know, or connection with the source, you know, during some tasks that I'm doing, you know, in 3D, immediately I feel the energy like very, very powerfully, very strong, you know. So I know, it's like reminder, yes, you're connected, you know, it's okay. So yeah, so thank you really for you know, opening this amazing gates, you know, to us with all this knowledge and techniques and everything that we are doing here. So yeah, thank you so much again.
Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you. Thanks to our masters and teachers and people who preserve this knowledge to reach us at this time. Yeah, it took some looking around and finding it, and at a time when knowledge was not very available. But yeah, it's wonderful also that we have this opportunity now to connect as we are remotely with technology to do this. I mean, in the past, we literally had to travel together and be at the same place to do things like this. Now it's great that we can do it like that. Yeah. So the techniques are really natural. They're not. It's not like a discipline that you have to develop something that is foreign to us, as much as it is really noticing and confirming a process that's happening in us already. That we're designed for that process, and that's a big difference this way. We're not learning a skill that is unusual. It's not like playing ping pong, which is like learning ping pong or some sport that is we have to get out of our natural way of doing it. The orbits, the three minds, all that is just how we're designed, and we kind of trying to get back to that original settings, and then the rest connects, and you would notice. I think some of us will feel this at some point, maybe not now, maybe later on, once the shifting, that internal shifting happens and the internal alignment happens. You'll notice distance between you and people somehow. I mean, it's not really distance that is a negative thing, but you will start to feel really a difference between you and other people, you know, not from a egotistical perspective or superiority perspective. It's more like really there is a shifting in your vibration, in your awareness, and your ability to feel and hear and sense other people. Yeah, you would notice a difference there. It's like almost like traveling to another culture and meeting people who think differently, feel differently, and express things in a different way. And you would start to feel that more and more, and really an effort or a part of our responsibility when we're shifting in this way to lead the conversation in a way that is harmonious. We have to step down the conversation from a consciousness level that is connecting with, you know, other dimensions and other to all soul star and to higher kind of intuitive awareness. And we're communicating with people who may not have that same level of awareness. And it's not a judgment thing as much as it is really, we need to be able to translate that in a way that people understand. And then we can have a good communication this way. So that is work in progress. We feel it's happening every day on every level. It helps if you have a pet, if you have cats, and you want to, or an animal, a dog or something, and you want to communicate to it something. You're not just going to give it a verbal order and it will listen to it. Maybe dogs get trained for things like that, but it's still not the same. But you still have to step down your level of awareness and understanding and knowledge to communicate with a being that doesn't have that same capacity of comprehension. And it's not a judgment as much as it is fine-tuning our communication channels. You use the language, you use the terminology, you use the intensity that is acceptable to have a successful, healthy communication and conversation with other people. But the responsibility is on our hand now, because we are. With more power comes more responsibility, kind of thing. So if we expand in this way, then we are the ones who are responsible for this kind of communication. And if we don't have a good communication for some reason or another, because of clearing things or cleansing processes that are happening, yeah, then we learn from that, and we try to improve on it.
Just to say something, I really became more centered, and it's helping me to tune in my body more. Thank you so much, Akmal and Maria and Pat. And is it also this thing because we are getting more protected somehow? We have more shield around us that perhaps we didn't have before so much, some of us. I don't know.
Yeah. The shielding is something, but I think the direct connection with source is really what does it. I mean, that's really the whole thing there.
Okay.
You know, when we have this connection, darkness just can't be around, you know, and that's shielding in a way. It's shielding by light. And if we trust that, I mean, if we focus just on that part, the amount of confidence and faith and trust that we will, confidence that we will have to deal with situations and to deal with them bravely without, and to be able to overcome fear. Just that connection alone is enough, if you think about it. I mean, that's the most powerful ally in existence, really. If you're not you know, do you know the power? How much power is that? And the more we clear up that channel, the more that power becomes part of us in a way. And yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, this is exactly when Lou started to talk. This is exactly what I was thinking. Like, yeah, this is this connection to the source. You know, this is shielding us from you know, and being with us. I just quickly want to share what happened here. There were two cats, male cats, you know, being like they wanted to fight. You know, they were like very close, face to face, and they were like making this terrible noise, and they were like on the verge of fighting. And usually, you know, wherever I was trying to stop that, it you know, you couldn't. Basically, they were like already in that charge mode, you know, and they fought and so on. And then I was like, okay, you know, I'll try something completely different, and I connected to my navel, you know, to them, to the source, and I just asked, you know, that now through that center, that energy goes to them and for the highest good of all, you know, to manifest the highest good for all of us, you know, especially for them. And immediately, I'm not joking, immediately they just, you know, moved away from each other. But never ever have I seen anything like that the cats, especially because they were like already totally in charge mode, you know. There was not like just, you know, they were like trying to figure out energies. No, they were already like, you know, at the verge of fighting, and they just moved away, and I was like, oh, you know, this is amazing, you know. So this is the example how this can be used, you know, also in our daily lives, you know, during a lot of activities, whatever we do, you know, especially with dealing with people, as you just mentioned, you know, and the situations with people, you know, if just, you know, becoming aware of this navel and connection with source, and just let the energy of harmony for all, for the highest good of all, you know, involved, and it's, you know, so you don't have like have a specific affirmation, you just have this in mind, you know, that this is happening for the highest good of everyone, you know. So then everything will come to its beautiful and harmonious place, you know. So yeah, so this is what happened. Yeah,
thank you. Yeah, that's very important. And eventually it's not a meditation anymore. It's not something a process that we have to activate. It just becomes, you just connect with it, you feel it, and it's here, and it's active. It doesn't take much. I mean, I remember when, I mean, I'm sure many of us are going through this when we're learning the cosmic orbit and moving it, and it becomes like a lot of details and a lot of steps and a lot of, but then you reach a point where it actually becomes just your second nature. It's, you notice it happening continuously. You would be standing in line waiting for an airplane or something, and you're just checking on it, or you're driving, going somewhere, and you just feel your orbit, you just tune to it and you feel it going, you know, and it becomes really, it's like you becoming aware of your blood circulation or your, you know, a normal flow in your body. Now we become aware of our energetic flow, which is another extra, well, it's not an extra sense that we don't have. It's actually the kinesthetic awareness. It's just being connected with our energetics internally and feeling where the energy is. Because we turned inwardly now and we're starting to flow with it. And that becomes more refined as we continue to do it. And then when we do that, then you will become aware of other people's energies as well. You know, where they're holding their energy, where the block could be, and so on, without even talking with them. It's a sense that we developed as well. Yeah. So we can go now, and today we will go through the macro orbit where we connect with the universe and the Earth. And then next time we can connect with the 6 directions where we connect with all the galaxies around us as well. So that will be the third step. All right, so how far are we in terms of inhaling, contracting the muscle, going up all the way to the crown, exhaling, and going down all the way to the perineum? Have we reached this level, or we are still working on one station by one station and spending time there so that I know the speed that we need to go with? So if you can share how it is, how do you feel? Is it now flowing up and down, or we still need to make it in the stops so I can guide it accordingly? So it would be great to get a feedback from you on that.
Hi. For me, it's at the beginning, the first 2, I have to go slowly, but after that, it's flowing. It's flowing. I've been experiencing bloating in the navel, so I think there was a blockage there for a week, and now it's getting better. And of course, I use the charcoal as suggested, and it helped a lot. But when I do the meditation, it's really flowing. And as I explained to you also, I can feel my like my electrons really going fast. Like I'm a big, huge energy moving around. So it's uncomfortable at the beginning, but I think I'm getting used to it. Okay, that's where I am right now.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
In the chat, some people are also sharing, and it seems like there are some people who are taking it step by step, so it might be best to take it slow.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for that. We will just talk about the macrocosmic orbit now. We can just briefly review the microcosmic orbit. When we begin from the navel. Inhale to the navel, exhale down. So from the front channel, we inhale, go down, inhale, go down. Okay. So we move here, inhale to the sacral center, exhale, go down to perineum. Contract the muscle, inhale, and then exhale. Inhale up, exhale, inhale up, and so on. And then we connect the tongue to the roof of the mouth. And then we reverse it. We inhale and then exhale down, inhale and exhale down. And we go like that. So that is the microcosmic orbit. Now we've added to it connection to the Earth and connection to the universe. But we are connected to the source directly from here. And that always have to be the case. So this is the main connection is through here. And then anything else we do is peripheral to that. We can connect to everything, many things. Eventually we'll be able to feel and connect with everything because we are part of everything. We're not really separate. So that's how we are. Now introducing sort of bite-sized energy, little pieces of energy here and there to integrate it into our system in a good way, in a comfortable way, so that we know how to handle now bigger energies and more intense ones. Okay. So similar to the microcosmic orbit, it's really a microcosmic orbit. In fact, when we begin, we will do the microcosmic orbit a few times, going through the points up and down quickly in a flow way. And then once we finish that, we return back to the navel. The only difference now is we're adding the legs down if we're sitting. If we're sitting with the perineum, then the energy is just going through the perineum directly. But with the legs, there is a little bit of a figure 8 that is happening. So when the energy goes down, the front channel reaches the perineum, it starts going down the back of the leg, going down to the earth. Okay, so that's the exhalation. So exhale down, 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 and go on the back of the leg all the way to the earth. And then inhale and inhale up, and it goes into the front channel of the legs. Inhaling up all the way to the perineum, and then contract the muscle, contract it, and move the energy up into the orbit. Tongue on the roof of the mouth. Exhale down to the perineum, to the back of the leg, down to the earth, come up. The perineum, contract the muscle, move it back. So there is this infinity symbol or figure 8 that is happening here. It reverses. So because that is the yang channel on the front of the legs, but then it's the yang channel on the back as well. And then the front part here is the yin, and then the back of our legs is yin as well. Okay, the point of the knee is an important energy center. This is an important energy point as well. So when the energy passes from the perineum, this is kind of like a, observe it, it's like a station. You would feel it in the knees, and then you would keep going. And then there is this bubbling spring point right in the middle of the foot, where we connect with the earth, and then we go down. And we connect down with the different layers of the earth, and then we connect with the core of the earth itself, the actual core, the heart of the earth. And we just connect with that. Then we come up, all the way up. And then from the crown, we expand, and we connect with the universe. We connect with the source light, of the universal source light. And then exhale down, down to the earth. Inhale up, up to the universe. And exhale down to the earth. So we're going to now inhale and exhale with the universe and with the earth in the circuit, in the connection. So that's the addition that we will do today. Okay. Any questions before we start?
Is there some specific mudra for hands during this?
We will clasp the hands as we usually.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Lock the energy inside. Yeah, thank you for bringing it back.
Excuse me, could you bring back the microcosmic screen for a moment, please? Yeah, just made a screen capture. Thank you.
You're welcome. We will go through a couple of microcosmic orbit to begin with. We go a couple of times to activate it, and then after that, we'll start connecting then with the earth and then to the universe. After we finish, we will collect it and observe the difference in quality now from when it was only a microcosmic orbit. So now start to feel, after we finish this, feel the quality difference now that we connected with the earth and with the universe.
Oh, so sorry. Is any of the energy going to flow through the arms?
No, the arms are clasped as usual. So we're really moving the energy just in the microcosmic orbit and then connecting it to the universe and to the earth. But the hands are still here. We're not doing any activity with the hands. So that's closed, right? Now we're activating the connection of the crown and the perineum. These are the two that we're connecting to the universe now and to the earth. So that's the focus right now. The hands don't need to be activated now.
Okay.
So we clasp them together.